first thing I gotta do, okay, is you want to move over the x. You want to move this 8x over, okay? So it's a positive 8x, so I'm going to subtract by 8x, right, to both sides, okay? Alright, so I want it to look like slope-intercept, okay, so I'm going to write my x first, right, because I can't do any math here because one has an x and one doesn't, right, so I can't do any math there. One's a constant and one is not, okay, two different terms. So this side, my 8x's cancel out, 8x minus 8x is 0, cancels out, negative 3y comes down, equals, I want to write the 8x first, so I'm going to write negative 8x minus 21, right, because it's still minus 21 on top. Okay, so this is where I'm at now. So that was step 1. Okay, that was your step 1. Just moving over the 8x, or the x. Alright. Step 1, move the x. Okay? Now, the next thing I gotta do, for it to be slope-intercept, what needs to be by itself? Do you remember what slope-intercept looks like? It's like your warm-up, right? What is by itself on the warm-up? The y, right? So I gotta get the y by itself. Okay, that's the whole goal, is to get in slope-intercept form. Okay? How do I get rid of this negative 3? Do I add 3 or do I divide by negative 3? You gotta divide, right? I need to divide by negative 3, okay, on both sides, right? Before I do it to this side, how many different terms do I have here? On this side. So I have a negative 8x, that's one term, and I have a negative 21, that's the second term, okay? So what needs to happen is, I gotta divide the negative 3 to both of them. So right here, I'm gonna go divide by negative 3, also to the 21, divided by negative 3. You gotta do it to both terms. If it was just like one term, right, I would leave it just like that. If it was just this term, I would leave it just like that, right? But since it's both, okay, I have to divide both of them, okay? On this side, negative 3 divided by negative 3 cancels out, it's 1. Your y comes down, equals, okay? Now, if it's an improper fraction, what do I need you to do? Do you need to do anything? You can, but or what can you do? Just write it just like that, right? But it's a negative and negative. What does a negative and negative give you? Positive. So I'm gonna write a over 3x. Okay, on the calculator. If you have a calculator, negative 21 divided by negative 3. Positive or negative? Positive 7. So this right here, 8 over 3 is what we have here. 8 over 3x, negative 21, negative 3 gives me positive 7. Okay? Now, so this is step 2, sorry. Step 2. Okay? Now, if I said, what's my slope? What's my y-intercept? Can y'all tell me what, from this now, because we have it in slope-intercept form. Can y'all tell me what my slope is? Jeremiah, what? Okay, Isabella, what is it? My slope is 8 over 3. Okay, Jeremiah, what's my y-intercept? 7. Okay? That's it. Right, that would be your answer. Okay? We'll do another one. We'll do a couple more and then I'll let y'all practice. Alright? Let's say we have x minus y equals 3. Okay? Oh, I said 3, my bad. X minus y equals 5. Okay? So step 1, I have to move the x. Right? It's a positive x. How do I move it? Good. I have to subtract it. Right, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Alright? On this side, x minus x, that gives me 0. So those cancel out. I have to bring down the negative sign with it. It's negative y equals, what do I want to write first? Negative x. You want to write the x first, so it's negative x, and it's a positive 5, so you put plus 5. Okay? Now we got to do step 2, which is to divide. Right? I need to divide. If it's just a negative in front of the y, what do you divide by? What number is in front of the y? 1, right? So negative 1. I have to divide by negative 1. Okay? And remember, when you do it to this side, you got to do both terms. So divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. Okay? So the negative sign gets canceled out, so now you're left with y. It's exactly what you want. You have negative x divided by negative 1. Negative divided by negative gives me a positive x. Positive 5 divided by negative 1 just changes the sign, so now it's negative 5. Okay? So now again, if I say what's my slope, what's my y-intercept, okay, what would be my slope on this one? Kim? So we don't say the x. What's the number in front of the x? 1, right? So my slope would be 1. Allie, what would be my y-intercept? Positive, negative? Negative 5 would be my y-intercept, because it says minus 5, that's negative 5.